Hey, Janet here. So, in this video, I'm going to give you the information that I think you would want if you are thinking about working with me. So, if you're watching this video, you very likely received an email from me, maybe a phone call, maybe both, because mainly that's what I do is ask people to learn more about me and then decide from there if you would, want to hire me in some way, shape, or form. And I really want to focus on my group training. I keep putting this to the side because I get busy with project work. So it's really simple. We meet every week on Zoom. You would be able to ask me any questions. I'll give you all the help, all the insider tips, secrets, what I know works. A lot's going to depend on your industry and just kind of your personal preferences. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new, starting out, or if you have experience. And maybe you have someone that you've hired or you would like to hire someone like a coordinator, maybe a virtual executive administrative assistant. So you could add them to your subscription and additional in your company would receive it at a lower rate. So it's a pay as you grow. You can pause, restart as much as you need to. So that's the main points on that is $129 a month. Very affordable. Most people don't really fully realize what all is involved when you add phone calls. Phone calls help convey a greater message that we can comprehend that we don't have to put into like writing. So it can do a lot. And the way I like to help is to help you be on that faster track to success. So I see a lot of people, they fall into the pitfalls. They try to figure it all out on their own. They make a lot of assumptions about the phone calls, but they don't actually make the phone calls. And that's challenging because a lot of people make assumptions about phone calls. And I just find it's just full of myths. A lot of us, I get them too, those annoying telemarketing calls from people, or even the robocalls. There's new laws on that. That's changing. Um, because there's just a lot of scammers out there. And I don't think anybody in their right mind really likes those kind of calls. So I teach how to do very high quality work. I also teach with business to business lead generation. Most businesses know they're going to have salespeople call on them. Most people know the value of a salesperson, especially a salesperson that truly likes to help. Maybe they do community work. I know I'm wanting to do more of that. I'm getting older, so my priorities are just changing. And so you might be brand new and you have a different focus. You're wanting to focus on what's going to make you some money so you can, buy a house or have a family, whatever you're looking for. I've worked with people where they're kind of at that point where they're retired or almost retired. They just want to do work they enjoy. They can still make money, but it may not be what they make the most profit on, but they don't care. They don't need the money so much. I think for a lot of people also those feelings of, oh gosh, I don't want to look stupid, feelings of rejection, inferiority. I think we all suffer from that to some degree or another. Um, so there's always going to be those initial stumble fumbles, or I like to say it's the wrinkles. We need to iron it out or polish things up a bit. So starting out, it's not going to be, maybe everything isn't going to be in place. Some of us are perfectionist. I still fall into that sort of pitfall. And I can tell you what's worked for me so that I can stay on the right track. And I'll help you stay on that right track with the support, encouragement. I once had a coach, and honestly, every time I finished talking with her, I just felt like crap. All she did was criticize me and then tell me what I needed to do. So I felt like I do go do that. I just get criticized, and I was like, I'm not making progress. Okay, that's not me. I'm gonna, I'm gonna give you helpful advice. I'll also tell you if I think something really isn't going to work, because it may be a great idea or it sound like a great idea, but it may not really work. Or, whatever it is you're struggling with, I'm going to give you help to where I encourage you. Um, so, um, I want to emphasize that this is more of a high quality type of a phone call. And I help people with seen from a prospect's point of view. So if you do have, a lot of the concerns of, are you even in compliance? And I don't teach about calling on consumers. But if you have a list of consumers and they've bought from you and you want to reach out to them again, I think I could certainly help you with that as well. If you do call on consumers and you scrub the list, basically meaning you remove anybody that's on the do not call registry, certainly I can help you in that area too. I don't do that because it can be very costly and time consuming. Um, and I like the idea of collaborating. I know when I collaborate with my clients, I have one client, it's strictly all by email. I communicate, it's the president, and it just works. I have another client where we meet about twice a month, and we're driving traffic to their brick and mortar location. I have another client, I push everything to their website because it's a long sales cycle. So directing people to a particular informational site, um, and it's kind of like for engineers. I don't understand half of it, but what I do understand is I can drive specific key decision makers to learn more, and it works. So also, it's not where you're going to have to pay me hundreds or thousands of dollars up front. I had a coach where I paid a lot of money up front, and I felt like all we did was talk. We didn't actually do any work. I help you do the actual work. So, as a consultant, I give the advice, but members can also hire me. Maybe you just want to hire me for a couple of hours, and you can see how I would go about it. It also gives you insights to what people in your market would be saying, and it gives you that baseline. So you're like, okay, this is how Janet goes about it. So you can then kind of use that as a guide to help you. And I'll even develop some training materials. There would be an additional cost on that, but that's just another option. And so for the group training, it's only $129 a month. And I'll offer a free initial session so you can kind of like, try before you actually buy. And that's really just, schedule a meeting to talk with me. And, I don't expect there to be more than 10, maybe 20 people maximum. A lot is going to depend on, how much help everyone needs. So I'm kind of just I am starting this out, but I've been part of groups. I've seen what I like in groups. Um, it's also not a place to just vent and complain. If you do have that and you just feel like I've got to talk with somebody to help me get over this, you can also do like a 15-minute fractional time with me. And, I'll help you on ways that have worked for me, because it's easy to get in those negative frames of mind, or maybe somebody says something to you that you just like, I can't get that out of my head. It takes time, it takes practice. And I hope to inspire you by letting you know it is possible. I've overcome a lot. And so I'll let you know what's worked for me, and what's worked for others, because what works for one person may not work for someone else. Um, so if you're a business owner, if you're sales or marketing minded, maybe you're a virtual administrative executive assistant, this is a place for you. You can learn, get the support, encouragement. And I know making calls, it can be kind of nerve wracking. I know I get that. It's actually where I see it as that energy, and it really can energize you, so that even if it's a negative feeling, it's still an energy we can use to help us be more productive. And if you're going to feel anxiety anyway, why not put it to good use? And a lot of people just don't have the right plan, or they have a plan, but they have a hard time implementing it. I'll challenge you to be your best, and I'll be here to help you in the ways that work best for you. So whether you're doing the work, you hire someone, or you can hire me to get you started, and then we can hire someone, because I'll help you get. I can't say I can directly help you, but I can certainly help put the message out, like on LinkedIn, Facebook, let people know that, hey, this company's hiring. And then they can also join in on the group sessions, because I find that a lot of people, at least myself, I can really speak for myself, and I can speak for others that have also said the same thing. When we collaborate, it lets me get to know my customers better. and I feel like I can help them better. So you pay by the month, but we do meet weekly. I think to start out, maybe 1 day a week. As more people join, I might add on 2, maybe 3 days where we would meet every week. And also an initial session with me is at no charge. So also, I'm sorry, I kind of lost my place here. So, oh, I already did went over that. So if you use other marketing, whether it be direct mail, search engine optimization, online marketing, events, I can still help you because the phone calls complement all other marketing. And I do work as an independent. I work as an independent consultant and a contractor. And it needs to be understood that as an independent, I still need to charge a premium. And that's so I know my clients are 100% committed. And so I show up giving 100% as well. And what I've learned is that in marketing, um, I think people know it's going to cost money. It's either time or money. And finding somebody they can trust that's going to really guide them in the right direction. Because I understand if you're already in sales and maybe you want to join for a month or so and it's where, you're going to get some great ideas, but maybe you don't need it every month out of the year. I can totally understand that because I've worked with people where I'm just like, I admire them so much. They are really good at the work they do. I can just see it. They truly care about their customers, prospects. They care about their community. They are very good just with anybody they work with, and they really do value the company that they're working for, or if they're a business owner. Um, it's just amazing sometimes. You know, I sometimes think, wow, I feel very inferior. So I also have feelings of inferiority. But I know I'm not going to know everything about your company. Even starting out, it's just impossible. So that's why I think these group sessions will help you get started. Then you might say, okay, Janet, I've got a list of 20, 40, 50 people. I'd like to hire you to make those calls just to give you that initial snapshot. What are people in your market saying? Are your steps working? What needs to be changed to make it work? Because I know it works. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have learned so much. Um, and especially as the internet's come along, it just changes things, and how to stay ahead in a digital world. So, I don't make as much money with the group sessions, but it's something that I know I can enjoy. And I don't have a lot of extra time to actually make phone calls. Um, so I'm looking for virtual assistants that would want to be making calls because I think there's going to be opportunity, um, as people generally want to hire someone. And so, I'm trying to balance delivery of my training while I'm building it. So I just want a few key founding members that are truly serious about building their business working with me. The idea is to work long term. Um, Again, you can cancel, stop, pause at any time. And but I am looking for those that are looking to grow their business. They know it's going to take. It's something you really never stop. We're always marketing. So I want those key founding members to work with me and give me the feedback so I can help continue to develop quality content. And the fictitious name I have, I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando, Florida. It's called Social Enterprisers, and so it's Janet Schick doing business as Social Enterprisers. So if you would like to become a social enterpriser, reach out to me. We'll talk, and you can really decide from there. And I'll give you some different thoughts and ideas on what I would recommend would be best for you. I know sometimes people kind of resist or they kind of want to disagree with me. I'm okay with that. I can handle the rejection or the disagreements. I find that great things come about from those kinds of discussions. Because sometimes it does take testing. I also have found that you have to sometimes try something to really determine, is this going to work? It's kind of like the email, A and B testing. Same is true with phone calls. But you don't have to. You can start out with, I just say, let's go with what's going to make you look the best in the eyes of your market. Um, Not going to lie about who you are, your products, your services. I would never ever condone that. Um, but it's kind of like anything. If you're going to sell your house, you want to make sure everything looks good, right? If you're going to sell anything, you want to put it in the best light possible, while also letting people know, hey, it is what it is. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching. Hey, I'm right about 15 minutes. I'm getting a little better. It's like anything. The more we do it, the better we get. So that's what I'm offering to you as well, to join my group. And I appreciate you watching, and hope to talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Okay.